Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Well, this weather is not cooperating as we're set to go. And we're off from Baltimore. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought down by Christian Wilkins. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. If you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
First down throw for Jackson. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Lamar now from the gun. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. And not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Jackson now on 3rd. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Jackson's going to throw again. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
On 1st down, they'll run. Pushing for the red zone. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st down, Jackson. Oh, Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play. The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. He's got the ball on the sideline. Ooh, difficult play, small gain, but it counts. 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st down, ball at the 36. From the gun, Jackson. Throwing the out route complete. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Well, things weren't about to end after the 1st hit or the 2nd. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he can't find a lane before being wrapped up at the line. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He's going deep. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens reach pay dirt for the 1st time this game. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens tie this game 7-7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Back-to-back carries here. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Ravens bring an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming up. Quick on the draw to White. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Vegas 1st down. From the gun, Smith taking a deep shot here. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
Dumps it off to his running back. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. Penalty not helping their cause for this third down. Shotgun snap to Smith. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have it after his second interception of the season. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
Now pitch it to Henry. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Well, the old SMU Pony Express, that was not, Kate. That was a pitch anticipated by this defense, who had personnel in place to stay well ahead and greet him rather quickly.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lamar back to throw. He's got his man. It's the rookie out of Colorado. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Here's Lamar. Catch made over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, a run for Henry. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. That's the end of one. Both teams with... Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. This has been a good drive, but it's at risk here on 3rd down. Now here's Lamar. Henry on the catch. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Took his shot at 6 that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Throwing again is Lamar. Escapes the pocket. He can run it.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end, only to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that first down anyway. Ugh.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Henry. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Jackson throwing here. He's on the move. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Now the Ravens offense staying put. Look at this. They're going for 2. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. He's off to the races. He's at midfield. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. And that is 2 points the other way as he takes the pick the entire way back. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Blitz coming for Smith. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Returnable from the 1. A big hit there. He's not even going to make it back to the 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. A give now from the gun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Now Smith. We've got a screen to the running back. Still going through the 25. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there. Smith
on 1st down. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up second down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
This ball's cut by Bowers. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll run here on first down. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Back to the air, it's Smith. Chased out to his right. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And things look tougher now with third and long. Throwing is Smith. He puts some power on a deep one left. Big gain downfield. He has the touchdown. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Hey, report. What ain't it?
Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. Second down now, 7 to go.
Hey, Ozzie, sit up. Middle.
Running once more with Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with third down and 6 to go. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens pushing for a score before the break. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Another run for Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 1 yard that time, partner, so this is going to bring up 4th down and 5.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
He lofts one deep, center of the field. He lays out for it and makes the catch. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes fourth down gamble.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Just got a hand up on that to break it up. So second down coming up. Lamar now from the gun. That's taken in by Henry. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out. Lamar off the play fake. Avoid some trouble there. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. His third total score of this game. Jackson throwing for it. And he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another 2 more to that lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
There we go.
Here's the one back on the handoff. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. From the 35 on second down. Oh no, they get him yet again. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. You want to know how strong the coverage was there? Man, they even had that underneath throw locked down, Brock, and he took it the other way.
It's really, really hard to find a better rep than that one in coverage. You're so spot on. Covered it down the field. Usually a gimme to...
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Oh, I love seeing this, Brock. They got surprised with the pick 6. But they made absolutely sure there would not be another 2 added on.
Yeah, kind of the epitome of sudden change, especially on such short notice. Not a lot of time to get prepped on that sideline and get out there to defend the 2-point play, but they did their job and limited the damage that came from that interception.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. And no return as this is going to be a touchback. And with our new kickoff rules starting this year, the ball only comes out to that 20-yard line. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Now Smith coming off that pick. He's trying to push the field. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Putting a receiver in motion. Smith on 3rd and short. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it.
Desperation's a tricky thing, Kate. You love defenses when they're desperate and they're just playing on edge. But offensively, you're in a hole like this, the worst thing you could do is get desperate in a sack. Oh, it only adds further insult to injury.
He's back to throw. He connects downfield on 4th. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Yeah, and the kick is good, so they take some valuable points off that lead right at the end of this half. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. And this drive is going to have some great starting field position as a result of that short kick. 1st and 10 for him now following the penalty. Running it after the penalty. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. Offense in the hurry up here. Back to the well again. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. Calling about 7 yards on that run. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Looking to throw, Smith. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Come on!
You're going for this. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked up by Chidobe Awuzie. And the Ravens have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense.
And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens push their lead further to start the half. DeAndre Hopkins, the touchdown. Trying for it on the ground. And he made the line of scrimmage, but not that goal line. Defense there to shut down that 2-point attempt. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. He's going to field this at the 2. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, hey.
Here's a give up the middle. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
They give it to him again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Offense up to the line fast. Throwing on third, Smith. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. From the gun, Smith. And they won't do it. That ball's incomplete on fourth down.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Has him on the quick hitter. It's inside the 10. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. From the red zone now. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens make it a 3-possession game. Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Ravens stretch the lead to 23. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. From his own end zone, here we go. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, first and 10. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Raiders first. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. First and 10 now. Here's Smith. Finds him on the crossing route. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Working quickly here.
13 next, 13 next.
They go play action. Here's Smith. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Smith on third and long. He's throwing deep to the left side. They connect on the deep shot. And in for the touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
And he can't points. Trying to chip away at that lead, but just not able to figure it out there to take another 2 points off.
Yeah, every one of these calls at this juncture of the game tells a story, and right now that story being told is this crew is feeling the pressure trying to chip away at those points. Maybe a little over-aggressive, as now they're still down big.
He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And they've got a long field ahead, Brock. Got to him early on the return and laid a big hit on him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. Buys time, rolling right. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. He's got it deep downfield. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. From the gun, Jackson. And he's brought down at the line.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
Play action now with Jackson. Makes the grab in bounds left side. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. This finds Likely. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down. This is the end of the... He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Forced out to his right. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
He'll get this to Henry. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Trying to run with Henry. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain for them there, setting up 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Pressure coming. It's Jackson. On the move, headed right. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens put up even more points in a win. Another 2-point try coming for the Ravens. He's throwing for it. And he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another 2 more to that lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. This one doesn't make the landing zone, so this drive's going to start at the 40. And they'll have great field position, Brock, after the unforced error on the kickoff. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Hey, we go. Hey, Tony.
Trying the right side. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. Offense in the hurry up here.
No ball, no ball. 13X.
Pressure comes. Smith. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And there wasn't much he could do there. A small gain to the 43. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Lamar now from the gun. Brought in inside the 20. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
Escapes the puck, and they take this in for the score. The Ravens keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Jackson's throwing for it. Nothing doing on that 2-point opportunity. A fail on the conversion. Ooh, whether they got it or not there, Brock, not going to make too many friends going for 2 in that situation.
Yeah, sure felt less about whether they're successful or not, and more just about the fact they don't care. And I'll tell you what, they may forget about it. Those guys on the other side, they won't. And they'll remember it the next time they line up against each other.
And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
No ball, no ball.
Shotgun snap to Smith. He beams one deep right side. Wide open downfield. Got it! And that is a touchdown! The Raiders putting up points in a game decided. Carlson now to add 1 more. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Raiders trail by 22 now. Not really much of an avenue left for a comeback in this one, but they still have to try the onside kick here. And no dice on this kick. The Ravens recover. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, let's call it a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Lamar out of the pistol. He put everything he had into this one. He's got it inside the 10. And he drives this forward to the 6. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot.
Trying down the middle with Henry. And he stopped just a little short of the goal line. He's down to the 2. This is going to go as a pickup of 4. 2nd and goal coming up.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
Brings up 3rd down and goal.
So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Hey, middle.
3rd and goal, Henry. And they'll get him down at the 7-yard line.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Lamar off the play fake. And it's incomplete. That's going to be a turnover on downs, depending on what the call is on this penalty. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. So now then, after the penalty, this is 1st and goal. Complete on the option. Touchdown, Baltimore. Ravens gonna give it another go, trying for 2. Looking to throw, Jackson. And that one's caught. Add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the 4th. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he didn't strike that one true, Brock. It came down short of the landing zone. He had to reach, so give them the football up at the 40. First down, Smith to throw. And they pick him off again. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens take over. Not an interception by the reigning Defensive Player of the Year.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space.
And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. The Ravens throwing 6 more on the blowout. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Well, they don't get it, but just the choice to go for it there, Brock, as I'm looking to my right, seeing a partner kind of fuming, a little steam coming out of the head. I'm sure you and many others maybe aren't a fan of that call.
I don't feel like I'm that old. I really don't.
You don't look that old.
Well, thank you. But, yeah, this still just gets me, and I know many others every single time.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They kick the running back in motion. Smith on first down. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down after a short gain.